All right, good morning, Mr. Crenshaw, and I think we've still got Miss Riley connecting to audio.
Good morning,
If
Your
we
Honor.
are. All right, you can go ahead and take your mute off, Miss Riley. We're about to ask you a lot of questions.
This is her first time to use.
Okay. I understand. We've been using it for a while and I'm still not quite used to it. And I don't want to get used to it, if you know what I mean.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
All right, we'll get things started then. The court at this time will call 112-485, State of Texas versus Elizabeth Ann Riley. Ms. Riley is present with her attorney, Mr. Corey Crenshaw. State is also present. We are conducting this hearing remotely using Zoom video conferencing, and we are also streaming live on our YouTube channel. There's to be no recording of this proceeding. And Ms. Riley, if I can get you to raise your right hand, do you solemnly swear that the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, just up front, I want to apologize for my raspy voice because we just got through doing this with another defendant just a few moments ago. So I'm almost a little bit out of breath. There's a lot to go over here. And you went over that paperwork already with Mr. Crenshaw, Ms. Riley, so you know what I'm talking about. Just to sum everything up before I start going through this, basically, Mr. Crenshaw, Ms. Riley, has gotten you a great deal. If you successfully complete these conditions during what we call this term of supervision, you know that this DWI charge is going to go away. It's going to be dismissed. It's going to be dropped, and it can never be used against you in the future. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
But you understood to get this opportunity, you had to admit to everything. You basically had to give away the farm. So if it's decided that you violated any term of this agreement, they basically got you right where they want you. And this will be winding up as a conviction for DWI against you. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
And the thing I'll go over with in just a minute, and it's strange for me, Ms. Riley, because once I go over all this with you, I am not involved in this whatsoever as far as any kind of determination about whether or not you violated this agreement. It's solely up to the probation department and to the state. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
You know, when people are placed on probation, I may get called in to decide whether or not, in fact, they violated that probation. Not in this type of case. I'm completely left out of this process after today. So that's just kind of a thumbnail sketch of everything I'm about to go over. So I'll go over this agreement. It's starting today, and it's for a period of 9 months. And it says here that the DA's office agrees to withhold prosecution under these terms and conditions, and you agree to comply with these terms and conditions. So number one, and I'll go through these one at a time, and just at the end of each one of them, I'll ask if you understand it. Also, at some point, we're going to get to some kind of agency referred to as the Orange County Community Supervision and Corrections Department, and I'm going to refer to that as the Probation Department. All right, number one, in return for your successful completion of this term of supervision, the DA's office here agrees to dismiss the charge filed in this case. If you fail to comply with all the terms of this agreement, you will be prosecuted, and you agree that all statements contained within this agreement can and will be used as evidence against you. You understand that, Ms. Riley?
Yes, sir.
All right. Number two, you agree that the DA's office will determine whether a violation of the terms and conditions of the supervision has occurred. You give up any and all rights to a hearing to determine the nature or extent of a violation. You agree to abide by the decision of the DA's office regarding a violation of the agreement, and you acknowledge and understand that their decision cannot be appealed or contested by you in any way, shape, or form. You understand that, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
All right. Number three, you may apply for expunction after successful completion of the terms of this supervision and dismissal of the charge. You agree that the DA's office, however, is exempt from any expunction order, and they may keep a record of the file in this case, as well as this agreement we're going over right now. You understand that, ma'am?
Yes.
All right, now you're giving up a few constitutional rights. Everybody that's charged with an offense has a constitutional right to a trial by jury. You understand that you're giving up that right to have a trial by jury if it's later determined that you violated this agreement. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Next, you're giving up your right to a speedy trial. Basically, the trial, if there is one, and we all hope that there is not one, but that will all be put off by this 9-month period of supervision. So it may go later if there's a determination later that you violated any term and condition, but you agree to give up any right to a speedy trial. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Next, you give up your right to argue later on that the prosecution of this case is barred or prohibited by the statute of limitations. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yes, ma'am. I just need you to speak out loud. Our court reporter has to take down everything. Now we get to what we call an assertion of fact by defendant. You state your name, Ms. Riley. Here you say that you're charged with driving while intoxicated. First offense, you basically confess to the charge here where you say on or about August 17th, 2019 in Orange County, Texas, you did in there operate a motor vehicle in a public place when you were intoxicated. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
And then you say a few other things after that, the things that made you eligible for this pretrial diversion. Number one, you've never been convicted of an offense before, and you've never before been granted probation or deferred adjudication probation in any offense. Is that correct?
Yes.
You've never been charged or adjudicated as a juvenile before. Is that correct?
Correct.
You've never been placed before on any type of pretrial diversion program like this one before. Is that correct?
Correct.
And then the last thing here is that you stipulate and admit that the evidence and testimony offered against you would prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the allegation of DWI in this information, that allegation is true and correct. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right. And then Mr. Crenshaw, he agrees to the program, and then the state agrees that if you successfully complete the program, they will dismiss this charge against you. So then that brings us to the terms and conditions of supervision. I'll go over these. There are 15 of those. Now, you've already made the payments. That's conditions 1 and 2, so I don't need to go into that. We'll start with number 3. Commit no offense against the laws of Texas, any other state, or the United States. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Number 4, avoid injurious habits along with persons or places of disreputable or harmful character as determined by the probation department. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Number 5, report to a designated agent of the probation department in person as directed by the probation department throughout the term of this contract beginning today, April 16th. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Number 6, allow the pretrial diversion program officer to visit you at your home or elsewhere. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Number 7, work faithfully at suitable employment as far as possible. You understand that.
Yes, sir.
Number 8, remain within the limits of the state of Texas. To leave, you have to get permission from the probation department. So if you're going to Ventnor, Sulphur, or Lake Charles, get permission to leave the state. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Number 9, abstain. In other words, do not use any alcoholic beverages or prohibited controlled substances. Stay out of places where the primary business is the sale and consumption of alcohol on the premises. In other words, bars, places of that nature. Number 10 is the same thing, basically. Do not consume any alcoholic beverages during the term of this supervision. So you understand those, ma'am?
Yes.
All right. Number 11, if requested to do so by the probation department, you will submit to drug screening and make a payment of up to $25 for the purpose of determining whether or not you are using or under the influence of alcohol, narcotic drugs, marijuana, or any impairing substance. Detection of any controlled substance or alcohol shall be deemed a violation of the contract and can be grounds for cancellation and later prosecution. Understand that, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
And along with that, you understand that refusal to comply or submission of any false or tampered samples will be counted as failures. Breath test or blood test refusals are not allowed under the terms of this contract. So you understand that, Ms. Riley?
Yes, sir.
All right, just 4 more to go. I'll lump these next 2 together, 12 and 13. Complete a DWI education program and a victim impact panel at the direction of the probation department. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Possess a valid driver's license and insurance on any vehicle that you drive. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
And last but not least, submit to a substance abuse evaluation administered by the probation department. If indicated by the results, you're to submit to counseling and treatment as recommended and provide proof of successful completion. So again, you've already signed off saying that you understand these terms and conditions, and I've gone over those with you again, Ms. Riley. So again, you understand everything.
Yes, sir.
Any questions about the contract or the conditions?
No, sir.
All right. As I said before, Ms. Riley, we don't do too many of these. I've never done 2 in one day. That's a first. Mr. Crenshaw has gotten you what a lot of people before you have tried to get and could not get. He's given you a great opportunity, as I said before, to wipe the slate clean. And please take advantage of that opportunity. Ms. Riley, do not mess up all of Mr. Crenshaw's good work, okay?
Yes, sir.
By the way, you're doing fine? Everything's good?
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Just keep that going then. Not just for 9 more months, but for a long time after that. Anything else you can think of, Mr. Crenshaw?
No, Your Honor.
All right, anything further from the state?
No, sir, Your Honor.
All right, well, good luck. Best of luck to you, Ms. Riley.
All right. Thank you.
All
Thank
right,
you, everyone.
all.
Have a
We'll
great
be in
weekend.
recess.
Yes.
Okay, let me go off of